When the sun rises, the women of Zanzibar head to their seaweed farms. All they need to help the seaweed grow are strings and sticks. On the archipelago, thousands of people farm seaweed. The majority of them are women. 45-year-old Fatou Mustapha is one of them. For the last 20 years, she's been wading into the knee-high blue waters to tend her farm. The crop has liberated her from being solely dependent on her husband.
Seaweed has many uses. First, it's used as food. But we also make soap out of it, and we make beauty products from it. My earnings have helped me educate my children and bring them to the hospital when they're ill.
For the last few decades, Zanzibar has been one of the world's largest exporters of seaweed. The island produces 10,000 tons annually, supplying China, Korea, Vietnam, the U.S., and European countries. After tourism and cloves, seaweed is Zanzibar's third largest foreign exchange earner. Seaweed is used in toothpaste, shampoos, and medical products. But there's a problem. In recent years, Fatou Mustapha and other farmers have less and less to harvest.
We just pray for better yields. Farming seaweed is a struggle. We harvest whatever we can find. You can plant seaweed and still get a poor yield. That's why it's so hard.
Many women have already quit the trade, but finding other ways of making money is difficult. Climate change is causing the seaweed harvest to decline. Flower Msuya is a marine scientist in Zanzibar. In the last decades, she says, water temperatures have risen several degrees, making the seaweed vulnerable.
Because of this water temperature, then the seaweed get two types of problems. One is what we call epiphytes. Epiphytes are hairy microalgae, like you see this one here, the hairy things you see on this seaweed. These are epiphytes, and you see this one is actually full of dots and hairy material. These are epiphytes. When the seaweed gets the epiphytes, if it is too much, it just gets bleached and it dies. The farmers will lose the crop.
The government of Zanzibar is worried that climate change will kill the industry. Some scientists have suggested they move the farms farther offshore, where the water is cooler. But the problem is, most women in Zanzibar can't swim. That's why the government encourages seaweed farmers to not only sell the cash crop, but also process the crop themselves. That way they can earn more money. Safia used to be a seaweed farmer. Today, she's an entrepreneur running a women's group that makes a variety of products from seaweed.
Seaweed farming was good, but I couldn't earn enough. When I came back home after studying, I began making soaps. I took them to be inspected and they were approved. They said I could make them, so I did, and started selling them.
Safia and her group have gone from making soap to making body lotions, shampoo, juice, and even seaweed cakes. For now, they're coping with climate change by adopting a new business model. But still, they're worried about the impact of climate change and hope that seaweed in Zanzibar will recover soon.